Hello there and welcome back to another edition of the Hot Lap Classic Remastered. Today we're continuing on a look at the cars of the Project A-Spec mod with the 1999 Toyota Celica Kosei GT300. This is one of 3 GT300 Toyotas currently in the Project A-Spec mod. There's 2 Celicas, both of them are technically this one, but we'll get into that in a second. And then also the Cavalier, which we'll surely see soon, because that car is incredible. So this car, you win it from one of the one-make races, I believe it's for the Celica, and then you can race mod this car into another GT300 car, the Autolet Celica, which we'll see go around later. I wanted to split these cars up because they had unique logos, and because, well, if A-Spec is going to class all the different Super GT500 cars as different cars, I may as well include all the race mod versions of them as well, because, I mean, you know, there's as much difference between the Kosei and the Autolet Celicas as there is between the SO Tiger Racing Celica and the Reutemann Celica, Reutemann Supra, for example. So I'm going to include these all as sort of separate things as we go forward, because more A-Spec content and it's easier for me to keep track of. Anyways, of course, this car does have a counterpart in the base game. There is the Wed Sport Celica, which was a phenomenally quick car when it came around here. One of the quickest front-wheel drive cars we've ever had. This one, though, unlike that car, is based around real GT300 stats, which means this car has sub 300 horsepower, and so as a result of that, this one isn't going to be as quick as that. So we will see where this will end up. But, well, it'll go somewhere in between the 2 GT300 cars we've had from A-Spec, I would imagine. Front engine, front wheel drive, 280 horsepower, 1,000 kilos exactly. One thing is confirmed, this is probably going to be very nice to drive because it's a front wheel drive race car with no power, so it should be fairly uncompromised to drive. It should be pretty good. Anyways, to find out how quick the Kosei Celica is going to be, it is going to get 6 laps of the Motorsports Land track in order to set the best time it possibly can. Our current leader is the Suzuki Scudo Pikes Peak version. That car set a time of 25.696. This car is unlikely to beat that. The quickest Project A-Spec car is currently the BAR-01. That set a time of 26.270. So there you go. See, I can still mess this up even 659 episodes deep into it. In terms of where this is going to go, I sort of mentioned the other 2 GT300 cars that I've ran from A-Spec. There was the Alta Silvia, which had a time of 30.3, and the RX-7, the Okura Racing one that's just went into the under 30 club. So, again, I'm expecting this one to be roughly in between them. In terms of driving dynamics, this drives beautifully. I love it. But obviously, it's just that power, and it has no power whatsoever. This is one of those cars where it is probably better to dump all the downforce off it and just run it without downforce, because the downforce isn't going to help this car whatsoever. Because it ain't fast. It really is not fast. 30.161. I'm hoping that I can get an under 30 out of this. That is the dream, but again, that's all down to momentum and just keeping the momentum going around the corners and all the rest of it. I'm not sure how to take this section here. I really don't want to brake too late for it, but that seems like it's an okay line. Although it does sort of ruin your run into the final corner a little bit. Trying to sort of stretch this car to its limits. It's not really seeming like there's much more to come out of it, though. There's definitely improvements to be made. On the lap I did, but again, it's just, you know, in terms of the actual car itself, it just does not have any power at all. It's really funny, this car, if it had like a turbo upgrade, and I'm not advocating for upgrades of race cars because the base game doesn't have them, so why should A-Spec? If this did have the option of a turbo upgrade though, it would be much, much quicker. This would be like a bit of a giant killer, I think, because it does drive super nice. It's just, again, that lack of power. I don't think there's a lot of front wheel drive GT300 cars. I think it's this and the Mirage. Obviously the FTO, but that's base game content, not A-Spec content. I will take that 29.953. I do think... I don't know, it's one of those cars that it drives so well, there probably is a little bit of time in it, because you're probably not pushing it as hard as you can be. Because you don't want to, like, ruin the lap time or whatever, but... it is slower than the Acura racing car, that's at a 29.878, but we'll discuss that in a second. But overall, I'm happy we got the under 30 out of that. Really good car, like I say. In terms of its driving dynamics, Sector 3, why was Sector 3 so quick through there? That was really weird. I get the Sector 1 thing, because as I've said before, Sector 1 and Sector 2 sort of feed into each other. But Sector 3 being that much massively quicker, I don't know. I don't really understand that. But anyways, considering it didn't happen on any of the other laps, I'm just going to assume that's a complete anomaly. A 29.953 is going to place this into 244th place. Goes in between the Nissan Stager 260 RS and the Savannah RX-7 GTX. It is quicker than a Z28 30th Anniversary Edition, the RX-7 Type RB, NSX Type S0. It's quicker than the Celica GT4 ST185, so really interesting there. And quicker than the Golf 4 1.8 Turbo, which is one of the quicker front-wheel drive cars we've had. In terms of things, it's slower than Ford Focus Gear, BMW 328 Ci, the Tommy Kyra ZZ2, that was a terrible car, the GTV Twin Spark SLK 230. Again, it is slightly slower than the Acura Rotary Racing RX-7, that's at a 29.878. I believe that car had a little bit of advantage in terms of its power, and yeah, like I say, it's a really nice driving car, this. It's just trying to get the lap time out of it is obviously where the challenges lie, just because it makes so little power. Because it really does not make a lot of power. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you all very much for watching. Join me next time when I'll be driving something completely different. Until then, farewell.